Hey everybody, this is my cousin Eric, and look what Eric plays. He plays the bagpipes, and he's going to tell us all about them. Go for it, Eric.
Hi everybody, my name is Eric and these are the Great Highland Bagpipes. These bagpipes originated in Scotland, and the other versions of the bagpipes actually go back about 2,000 years to Egypt, where they were discovered inside the tombs and the pyramids in Egypt, and then they were taken across Europe by the Romans. And so there's different versions of the bagpipes that are played across Europe today. But the most popular version is this version here, which is called the Great Highland Bagpipe. Now let me just quickly explain the different parts of the bagpipe, and then I'll show you how to play them. So basically the way you would play the bagpipes is you put them on your left shoulder. You put this piece in your mouth called the blowpipe. And then the blowpipe goes into the bag. Blowpipe has a little one-way rubber valve on the bottom. So if I blow in, air goes through there. But if I don't blow, the air can't go backwards this way. So I use the blowpipe to inflate the bag, and the bag is inside of here. Traditionally, these bags were made out of sheep hide or sheep bladders. This one's kind of made out of a Gore-Tex material. This bag in here is like another lung. So what I do is I inflate the bag with my air from my lungs, and then the air inside the bag is used to power 4 different reeds. There's 3 reeds that are up here. These are called the drones. 2 tenor drones here and 1 bass drone here. These will make the background sound of a bagpipe. They go, "Arr." These all need to be tuned to the same note before you start. And you can do that by adjusting the reed inside of the drones. This is an example. This is a cane reed right here. The air comes in, it vibrates this little reed right here. And
The
it makes
little black
sound.
thing is the reed.
The little black thing is the reed, exactly.
Okay. Just like a reed on an oboe or a clarinet or a saxophone.
Right.
Yeah. So the ancient Egyptians invented the oboe and the clarinet.
So I'll play this for you if I can get this to play. So that's an example of what one drone sounds like. And you can adjust the pitch by regulating the length of the drone here.
So if you push the drone in more, it is higher.
It
and
is
if you
higher.
pull it out
That's
more, it's
right.
lower.
Exactly. So you can adjust the pitch if you want to make it sharp or flat. Same principle here for the bass drum, which gives you a lower pitch, more like a. So you got 3 reeds here, and then
Oh, good.
the 4th reed is right down here in the chanter. So the chanter is what you use to play the melody. It has 8 holes in the front and 1 hole in the back right here for your thumb. That's with the left thumb. And inside the chanter is another reed that looks like this.
This reminds me of a recorder.
Exactly.
Or a flute.
So you see I have called this one my A reed because I kind of label them with numbers or letters so I can keep track of them all. Some of them are stiffer than others. And this is what you'd use then to play the melody of the tune with, right here. So basically, what you do when you play the bagpipes is you inflate this about halfway through. Then you have what's called the strike-in. And the strike-in is when you're gonna give it an extra pop with your elbow, blow with the mouth, and you bring in the drones. And then you blow a little harder, and you bring in the chanter here. So there's a lot going on. While you're playing the tune, you have to play the melody with both hands here, and then you have to squeeze with your elbow and blow, countersinking it with the air coming out of your lungs. So it looks like this. Squeezing. Now if I blow harder, so that's an example of how you play the bagpipes. But before you actually learn to play the bagpipes, they're so tough to play, you start with a beginner instrument that looks like this. And this is called the practice chanter. So this just has 1 reed inside of it.
The red thing. The
red thing is the reed right here.
All right.
There's your reed. And the idea of this is that you'd start to learn the fingerings and how to play the melodies without having to worry about all the drones and the bag and everything. So you typically play this and only this for about the first 9 months before you graduate to the full pipes. And even once you're an experienced bagpiper, you use this a lot, like in your daily practices, to practice the new tunes and melodies. So I'll just show you how this works real quickly, and I'm going to play a tune for you called Scotland the Brave, which is a very well-known bagpipe tune.
So that's just for practicing. You would never
This is just for
perform on
practice.
that.
That's right. This is just a practice instrument, and the idea is that you just learn how to do this automatically, so you get your muscle memory going with the fingers, so that when you have to then start playing in the full set of bagpipes, it's one less thing to worry about. But whenever I learn a new tune, I always start to learn on this for a few weeks first.
Neat.
So that's
All
kind of
right.
how the bagpipes work.
So you need a lot of coordination to play the bagpipes, don't you?
You need a lot of coordination. They're meant to be played, they play, your whole upper body is involved. They play at 100 decibels. Once you start the bagpipes, you can't pause them. You can't sort of turn them off and on. So it's a continuous flow of air. They're meant to be played outdoors. Sound will carry a long distance, up to 2 miles, especially over the water. So if you play over a lake or the ocean at sunset, they carry about 2 miles. And they're meant to be played outdoors. And for the Scottish, they were actually banned by the English twice in their history because they were considered an instrument of war that was used by the Scots to rally up the troops against the British.
Anything about D-Day?
The bagpipes were played by the Scottish troops going ashore on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, June 6, 1944.
World War II?
In World War II, that's right. They've traditionally been used by the Scottish soldiers as part of their military tradition, and they often will play them into battle, including World War I and World War II. So if you want, I can play for you one of the tunes that was played by this piper on D-Day as the Scottish troops came ashore.
Yep.
And then talk, it'll deflate. Okay, so this next tune I'm going to play for you is called the Atoll Highlanders March. And this is one of the tunes that was played by the Scots as they came ashore on D-Day in World War II.
That's awesome. Makes you want to go to war, right?
That's right.
Well, thank you, Eric. That was great. And we love the bagpipes. We appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thank you.